wisdom is actually the mind that realizes the truth. But then some people realized in a wrong way, so there are wrong wisdoms, like people who have the false views. And even though the right wisdom also has many different levels, as one is nearer to the reality, then as you advances, that it differs. So that the wisdom has many different levels. But we, as an ordinary person, we can have three kinds of wisdoms. The wisdoms that you gain through studying, and wisdom that you gain through the contemplation, and the wisdoms that you gain through the meditation. And ultimately, it is the wisdom that you gain through meditation which realizes the ultimate truth is the true wisdom. And such wisdom is the one that realizes the ultimate truth, the real truth. And that is the real wisdom. And this wisdom, although we all, according to the Buddhist teachings, that we all have the seed of that wisdom, in a sense, that every living being has the Buddha nature. Every living being has the potency to become a fully enlightened Buddhas. But to awaken this, we need the necessary or the favorable conditions, conditions that awaken this wisdom. And that need a lot of things, and one of the most important thing is to involve the blessings of the wisdom deities. And among the wisdom deities, the most important one is the Manjushri, because the Manjushri is the manifestation of all the Buddha's wisdom. And so therefore, through his blessings, and also through gaining one's own knowledge, and so the two together, then one can awake the seed of the wisdom. And such wisdom is very, very important. And when you realize ultimately the real the seed, then of course one is fully enlightened. And so that is the ultimate goal of our, is that to become a fully enlightened Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings. And this depends on the wisdom. Not only that, even the lower path, whichever path you follow, the wisdom is very important. And so therefore we all emphasize that to develop and to awaken the seed of the wisdom.
Gulu Jambo Ishe Drume Rabje Shin Jide Sumje Minse Chambe Yangla Chaza Lo Oma Arabaza Nadi 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 Omara Badanadi Gyadi Nyurdo Bajidin Jayam Jujurne Droaji Kamalik Hisala Gubarashu
in this modern age, how lay people combine their daily life with the Buddha's teachings is that actually in whichever I feel that whichever time that we live in, general basic human needs are same, either in ancient time or present time, that we all have the negative emotions, we all have our basic needs are very similar. So therefore, the Buddha's teaching is relevant at all time, and it is the source of all the happiness and the benefit. And the way we practice is, it is not so much about the Buddha's teaching is actually not just for reading the sutras or doing the meditations. The main thing is to practice through the mind. Either you are residing in the monasteries, or residing in the caves, or in the cities, or as a family life. The most important thing is to practice mind with the loving kindness, compassion, tolerance, forgiveness. This, I think, is the most important thing, that in our daily life that we must, especially when you are dealing with many people, it is very important to practice the patience and tolerance, forgiveness, loving kindness, and compassion. As a Mahayanist, our most important teaching is to develop the bodhicitta, which means the enlightenment mind. And this enlightenment mind is based on the loving kindness and the compassion. The loving kindness means liking, the love to all sentient beings. We all have, of course, certain amount of loves, but our present love is kind of limited. It is based on the selfish thoughts. You like somebody, you love somebody because that particular person is either your friends or your relatives and so on. But the what we are talking is the universal love, including our most hated enemies, that we must love to everybody. And then when we love, then we realize that everybody has sufferings. Nobody is free from sufferings. So therefore, we wish them to be free from suffering, and that is the compassion. And so what I wanted to say is in old times, in ancient time or in modern times, nobody wants suffering, and everybody wants the happiness. So the way to have the happiness is by changing our mind. Not that our minds are not controlled by our negative emotions. Instead, that we must control the negative emotions, and through which then one can find the real peace and happiness.